Okay. Then after that, we even understood the purpose of job analysis, like human resource planning, majorly helps in recruitment, planning of recruitment, selection, then placement and orientation. We even understood, how it helps in orientation. So without appropriate understanding of job requirements, effective job orientation is not easy to achieve. So fresh recruits should be given a clear training about the job task and duties. So majorly it helps in making them understand the culture of the organization, then training, counseling. That is, managers, they offer good career guidance to the employees when they have a better understanding of the types of jobs existing in the company. Then we have employee safety. So why employee safety is a purpose of job analysis? Because analysis helps the managers in analyzing hazardous conditions after studying various operations to be performed in a job. It helps in creating a healthy and a safe working environment by easily improving the work situations. Then it also assists in performance appraisal also. See, job analysis information is essential for the establishment of performance standards. On the basis of employees' performance, the organizations should pay a fair remuneration to the employees. Then job designing and as well as redesigning, job evaluation. See, job analysis helps in identifying the value of a job on the basis of level of difficulty, the type of the work done. What I explained to you was case, that is knowledge, skills, and abilities required to perform a particular job in the organization. It also helps in effective designing of an equitable level of wage and salary structure of the job. Then discipline, industrial relations, compensation and benefits. Then you have other points like legality of employment practices. So we are doing a quick revision of the concepts what we have studied in the earlier class. Then process of job analysis. So determination of users of job analysis, strategic choices in job analysis, then collection of information required, then finally information processing. Then we even understood the difference between the JD and JS, that is job description and job specification. Now, can anyone tell me what is JD and JS? We have already discussed about this. What do you mean by job description and job specification? Any student voluntarily knows about
Hello.
JD and JS?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, any one of you.
Sir, I'm Sarika.
Sarika, yes ma. What is JD? Job description?
Sir, job description is the roles and responsibility of an employee, what he has to do in his job.
Okay. And what is job specification?
Job specification is a brief summary about the job, sir.
Okay. Very good. Beautiful. So let me explain you and clearly. Job description, what we call is a well-written statement which defines roles, tasks, duties, and responsibilities expected to be performed in a particular job. So it is a primary tool to collect the job-related data. Clear? JD. I'm explaining to all of you. JD, job description. It's a well-written statement which defines roles, tasks, duties, and responsibilities expected to be performed. Then what is job specification? As Sarika mentioned, job specification is, it is like a written summary of the minimum qualification or the appropriate skills, knowledge, and a set of characteristics that are required by an individual to fit in a job. Clear all of you? JD and JS, please understand the meaning. Now, in today's class, now from here, we will be discussing methods of job analysis. Kindly pay attention, students. We will discuss each method in detail. The first one is, see we have job analysis interviews, task inventory analysis, job analysis questionnaire, PAQ, SCW, that is subject expert workshops, then CIT, critical incident technique, and we'll be discussing other methods also. So I'll be taking each method and we'll be understanding with some examples also. Okay. So first, let me take job analysis interviews. The job analysis interview is one of the most frequently used methods of job analysis, capable of meeting a wide array of purposes. So please understand, it is one of the most frequently used methods of job analysis. Essentially, a job analysis interview consists of a trained analyst asking questions to the employees about the duties, the responsibilities, the KSAs, that is knowledge, skills, and abilities, which are required, and also equipment, that is conditions of employment for a job. So job analysis data collected through interviews are typically obtained through group or individual interviews. So either you can do one-to-one or you can ask questions in the group with the presence of incumbents or supervisors. A key assumption of the method is that participants are thoroughly familiar with the job being studied. Very, very important assumption. Okay. Large groups, typically the number will be somewhere around 10 to 20 of the incumbents, may be used when it is certain that all incumbents are performing the same major activities. Supervisors are sometimes employed to verify the information, that is the incumbent information, and to provide information unavailable to the employees in the job. So this is one of the simplest method of job analysis. Then objectives of job analysis interviews. Please understand what we are discussing now. The first method of job analysis, that is job analysis interviews. I'll be asking questions, students. So if you want, kindly make a note of the important things what I'll be discussing so that it will be easy for you at the end of this particular session to summarize. Okay. So what we are discussing now, job analysis interviews. That is the first method of job analysis. Now, what could be the objective of job analysis interviews? The first objective is, as everybody knows, to collect the job information. Then the second objective could be it's to serve as a means for clarifying or verifying the information collected previously through other job analysis methods. The third objective of job analysis interviews, to serve as a method, perhaps as one of the several used for collecting relevant job data for developing a selection system. So these are some of the objectives of job analysis interviews. That is, the first method what we are discussing now is job analysis interviews. Now, very important is the types of job analysis interviews. So it can be either structured or unstructured interview. Now we'll understand what is a structured interview and what could be an unstructured interview. First, we'll discuss about the structured interview. For selection purposes, a structured interview in which specific questions are asked and means are available for recording answers to these questions. So the question what you are answering, what you are asking can have a rating scales or interview answer forms, which are very, very essential. So which are structured, as the name only suggests, these are structured questions. Whereas unstructured interview consists of a job analyst collecting information about a job, without a specific list of questions developed prior to the interview. Because of the technical and legal issues involved in job analysis, a structured interview is much more likely than an unstructured one to provide the kind of job analysis data that can be used effectively in selection applications. The interview can be applied to a variety of jobs, from those with activities that are basically physical in nature, to those with activities that are primary, wherein you are using your mind, such as managers, decision takers. Clear, all of you? Structured and unstructured interviews. Now, after understanding the meaning of job analysis, the objectives of job analysis, then after knowing the structured and unstructured way of the questionnaire formation in job analysis, so what could be the advantages and disadvantages of job analysis interview compared to other methods? Now, as the first advantage, all of you know, it is very simple. The reason behind the use of this method is that the reason behind the use of the job analysis interview, this method, is that job holders are most familiar with the job and can supplement the information obtained through observation. And this method is very adaptable, students. As I mentioned to you, it is most commonly used method, and it is very adaptable also. Why? Because workers know the specific duties of the job and supervisors are aware of the job's relationship to the rest of the organization. Then it is very simple, quick, and more comprehensive, because the interviewer can unearth activities that may never appear in written form. And it may generate information that never appears on written documents. And finally, some of the advantages of job analysis interview: it provides an information to explain the need of the analysis. See, every method, students, please understand this. Every method has got its own advantages, its own disadvantages. They'll be having its own pros and cons. So we'll be studying each method, then whichever method is best suitable during that particular scenario in an organization, we will be using that method. Now, after understanding the advantages of job analysis, we will study some of the disadvantages of the job analysis interview method. The first one is lack of standardization. Now, what do you mean by lack of standardization? See, the interview often suffers from a lack of standardization and has limited possibilities for covering large number of respondents, particularly, if they are spread over a wide geographical area. So if thorough documentation is not collected as the interview is conducted, important legal requirements of job analysis information will likely go unmet. The second one could be time consuming, the disadvantage of job analysis interviews. So unless group interviews can be conducted, the technique requires a great deal of time and may not be cost efficient if many jobs need to be studied, correct? So depending on the interview and the type of job reviewed, an interviewer may literally be required to track through an entire job in specific detail. Then the third disadvantage could be distortion of information. Now the technique may be plagued with the distortion of information. If interviewees believe conveying certain information may be beneficial for them, they may exaggerate their activities and responsibilities to reflect a more complex job. Then what happens, students? It can be quite difficult to identify distorted job information. So verification from the supervisor or other incumbents can be used as a check. So however, comparisons among subjective data are difficult and expensive to make. Then very important, the last point is not reliable as a sole method in selection. For example, interviews can't be used to identify content for other job analysis methods, such as the development of task analysis, other methods. So why it is not reliable? A job analysis interview should not be relied on as the sole method when the analysis is being conducted for the selection purposes. When employed as a supplementary source, however, interview data can be helpful. So these are some of the pros and cons, that is advantages and disadvantages of the first method what we discussed, that is job analysis interviews. Now we have to even understand guidelines for job analysis interview. So first thing is you have to consult the supervisor of the job before deciding which person to interview. This is very important. We have to choose a right person so that we can collect the information and we can process it. The second guideline could be make sure the interviewer understand the purpose of the job analysis. Then the third guideline could be you have to structure the interview as much as possible. Then the fourth guideline could be complete a rough draft of the interview and then go back to the employee to verify that the interpretation of the employee statement is correct. And very important, students, the last guideline for this job analysis interview is we have to prepare beforehand by studying the job in order to ask the right questions. See, sometimes what happens is there are a lot of students who will be coming as a fresher for the interview. So due to the time constraint, the HR, the recruiter who will be present, so he'll be under pressure because there are a lot of candidates whom he needs to interview. So it so happens that if he is not prepared, then he himself or she will be in a panic situation. So she will not be asking the right question which is required for a particular job, right? So preparation or prepare beforehand by studying the job in order to ask the right questions. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of job analysis interview. So what we studied just now, I'll do a quick recap once again. So we are now today studying methods of job analysis. In this, we are understanding the first one, that is job analysis interviews. I'll repeat once again, the job analysis interview is one of the most frequently used methods of job analysis, capable of meeting a wide array of purposes. First point. Then what are the objectives of job analysis? To collect job information, to serve as a means for clarifying or verifying information collected previously through other job analysis methods, to serve as a method, perhaps as one of the several used for collecting relevant job data for developing a selection system. Then we even discussed about the types of job analysis interviews, that is a structured interview as well as unstructured interview. So in a structured interview, what happens? Specific questions are asked and means are available for recording answers to these questions. Whereas in case of unstructured interview, it consists of a job analyst collecting information about a job without a specific list of questions developed prior to the interview. Then we even discussed about the pros and cons, that is the advantages and disadvantages of job analysis interview. And finally, we even studied about the guidelines for job analysis interview. So after thoroughly understanding the first method of job analysis, in job analysis, we'll go to the second method, that is job analysis questionnaire, that is JAQ, job analysis questionnaire. So job analysis questionnaires, are survey-based tools that gather information from individuals performing the job being analyzed and their line managers about the major aspect of their duties. So what happens, students, in this job analysis questionnaire, in this JAQ method? So in this method, please understand now, questionnaire is distributed to respondents who are asked to make some form of judgment about the job information presented on the questionnaire. So what I'll be doing here in this particular method, so I'll be giving questionnaire to all the respondents. So there'll be a list of questions. Already there'll be a list of questions which will be printed, and there'll be a rating or a MCQ type of options which will be given. So the respondent should take the nearest option which he feels that it is correct. So the questionnaire lists job information such as an activities or task, tools and equipment used to perform the job, then working conditions in which the job is performed, and KSAs, that is knowledge, skills and abilities, or other characteristics incumbents need to perform the job successfully. Now, respondents often use some form of a rating scale to indicate the degree to which various aspects of job information listed on the questionnaire apply to their jobs. Now, with example, if I want to explain you, suppose if you are an HR manager in an IT company, a recruitment manager or analyst in an IT company, so how you will be using this particular method? Say for the team of say 20 or 30 who are working in the same platform, you will be distributing the questionnaires. So today everything is online. So you can create a Google form and send the link to their WhatsApp or to their email telling that kindly fill it and revert. So there you will be mentioning, in order to, one example I'll give you. In order to execute this particular module, so whether a candidate should be skilled in C, C++, see the options I'm telling you, C, C++, .NET, Java. So there, if the employees will be filling C++, 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 majority of them, then the knowledge required to perform a particular task in that particular domain will be C++. If someone mentions we require the knowledge of .NET, they'll be opting for .NET. Then you will be recording that. Correct? So this is where you will be doing, it's called a survey-based questionnaire. Then when we understand the job analysis questionnaire, so there are two types basically, that is tailored questionnaire as well as prefabricated or existing questionnaire. Now we first will understand what is a tailored questionnaire. The focus of a tailored questionnaire is usually on one job. As the name only suggests, it is asked for a particular job. Tailored. It is asked for a particular job. The aspects of the job listed on the questionnaire are more specific than those given on an existing measure. So just now I gave an example for you. Like deciding the programming language that is used to execute a particular project. If you are a recruiting manager or a analyst in an IT company, HR related analyst in an IT company, so you need to understand what programming language best fits to execute a project. So you will be asking a tailored questionnaire over there, a specific questionnaire over there. Clear? Whereas prefabricated or existing questionnaire, tailored job analysis questionnaires are typically prepared by an organization for application to a specific job. Whereas, this prefabricated questionnaires, as the name only suggests, pre means earlier, fabricated means these prefabricated questionnaires are usually, generic measures developed for use with a variety of jobs. It need not be specific. So fabrication meaning is already the questionnaire is there. So I'll be using that questionnaire for many reasons or to collect many data. So prefabricated questionnaires are usually generic measures developed for use with a variety of jobs. These inventories usually consist of a pre-established set of items, describing the aspects of a job that the respondents judge using a rating scale. Or you can use a multiple choice question MCQ, where 5 options are there. The respondents will choose the nearest option which he feels is correct. And after understanding the different types of job analysis questionnaire, we will understand the advantages of this and disadvantages of job analysis questionnaire. Can any student tell me what are some of the advantages of job analysis questionnaire JAQ method? Any one advantage is fine for me. What are some of the advantages of JAQ method? Can I get information quickly in JAQ method? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, someone told yes, and someone was telling something. Yes, please tell.
Same side.
Please discuss.
Someone
Yeah.
get information. They can get information easily from the candidates.
From the candidates. Okay, advantages. Very good. And what could be the disadvantages then? As I mentioned, for every method, there are advantages and disadvantages. So you as a HR manager should decide which method to be used, depending on the scenario. So the advantages of job analysis questionnaire could be, it can generate the information quickly. Correct? So this method, that is job analysis questionnaire, is relatively less expensive as compared to other method. You have to just create a questionnaire and attach to the Google form and directly send a mail to all the respondents. So they will reply to that and you can analyze the data. Correct? So usually the data content in the questionnaire is standardized because it is structured carefully. A trained interviewer is also not required during the preparation of the questionnaire. So the job analysis questionnaire, it can pool the responses of numerous job incumbents and compare job activities across many jobs using a standard set of common dimensions. Then students, what are some of the disadvantages of job analysis questionnaire? Anyone? Any one disadvantage of JAQ, this method? Even if it is wrong, no problem, please speak. What are some of the disadvantages of job analysis questionnaire method? See, the second type of job analysis questionnaire, as I mentioned to you, it's prefabricated of our existing questionnaire, right? So is it time consuming for me, for employers to complete? It may provide inaccurate information, right? Due to tendency of employees to overstate the importance of their jobs. So each individual in the organization feel that I'm doing something great. My job is great. So what he might do, he may provide completely inaccurate information due to a tendency of employees to overstate the importance of their jobs. As if, they are doing, their job is of great importance in the organization. They might overstate that. That is one of the disadvantage. So it may even produce insufficient data if employees completing the instrument are verbally facile. Then if used for a large number of jobs at once, it produces a mass of data for a job analyst to examine, interpret, synthesize, and report in meaning fashion. That means when I'm sending a questionnaire, I can send to hundreds of people, which you have studied in research methodology, right? So you can collect that particular data, then make it into analyze that particular data and in an effective way, and come out with your analysis and interpretation. So what are some of the advantages and disadvantages? And first we'll understand again a quick recap or a revision of job analysis questionnaire. Job analysis questionnaire, please understand, they are survey-based tools that gather information from individuals performing the job being analyzed about the major aspect of their duties. So employers can either design their own survey forms or use one of the products available in the marketplace. So in this method, what happens, students? Questionnaire is distributed to all the respondents who are asked to make some form of judgment about the job information presented on the questionnaire. Correct? So majorly what information I'm extracting from all the respondents: the duties to be performed, the job to be performed, the KSAs, that is the knowledge, skills and abilities or other characteristics incumbents need to perform the job successfully. Now, normally respondents often use some form of a rating scale to indicate the degree to which various aspects of job information listed on the questionnaire apply to their jobs. Then we discussed about the types of job analysis questionnaire, that is tailored questionnaire as well as prefabricated or existing questionnaire. Now, when I told about tailored questionnaire, the focus of tailored questionnaire is usually on one job, that is specific. Whereas prefabricated or existing questionnaire, so prefabricated questionnaires are usually generic measures developed for use with a variety of jobs. So when once you create a questionnaire, I can use with variety of jobs. Already the fabrication meaning is what? Already something is existing. I'm fabricating on that. Clear, all of you? So we have discussed about JAQ method, that is job analysis questionnaire. Now we'll go to the third type, that is task analysis inventory. The task analysis inventory is the best way of identifying the knowledge, skills, and abilities required for a particular job. The questionnaire prepared is tailor-made method and does not use a pre-prepared questionnaire. That means in case of task analysis inventory, we'll be creating only the questionnaires are related to only a specific job. So this method is used for developing appraisal forms, writing job descriptions, then identifying suitable test of selection. Now the steps involved in task analysis inventory could be, interview, then survey, then generation of a task by knowledge, skill, and that is ability matrix. Now, what do you mean by interview? That is the different steps, what we are studying now, the different steps in task analysis inventory. Interview. The interview step focuses on developing the list of tasks that are a part of the job. Interviews are conducted both with workers who currently hold the job and with their managers. The goal of the interviews is to generate specific descriptions of individual tasks that can be used in the task inventory survey. See, as you can observe here, task analysis inventory uses the first two methods what we have discussed. It uses interview as well as it uses survey. Then the second step in task analysis inventory, that is survey. The survey step involves generating and administering a survey consisting of task statements and rating scales. So whether the survey is sent to a sample of the workers or to all of them will depend on the number of workers and the economic constraints on the job analysis. Then the third step in task analysis inventory, that is generation of a task by a KSA matrix. So what do you mean by the last step? The final step is the creation of a task by KSA matrix, which is used to rate the extent to which a variety of KSAs are important for the successful completion of each task. So ratings in the matrix are usually determined by the subject matter experts who might include, higher ups. Basically, when I say higher ups, like supervisors, managers, consultants, and job incumbents. Now, what are the criteria for a good task inventory? Please remember, there are basically 4 criteria. The first one should be comprehensive, intermediate, then discrete and active. So what we are studying now, the criteria for a good task inventory. The first one is comprehensive. So when I say comprehensive, all work activity fits into one of the inventory's tasks. The second one is intermediate. A task unit of work activity is intermediate in specifically between that of a job cluster or function and that of a step-by-step procedure or a detailed aspect of the job. Then discrete. So when I say discrete, each task is distinguishable from the others and has a definite beginning and ending. Then last one is active. That is, each task statement contains an action verb and the object of the action. So what could be the advantages and disadvantages of this method, that is task analysis inventory? So the advantages could be task inventories provide a wealth of information. That means a lot of information about the jobs within a specified occupational field. Then the second advantage could be, they can be used to develop the job description and performance appraisal forms. Now, what do you mean by appraisal forms? Say, for example, if someone is doing extremely good in the organization, so we have to review their performance. So when once to review the performance, if someone is doing extremely good, we need to appraise in terms of monetary benefits, right? So then only the employees will be motivated in an organization. So task analysis inventory, they are even useful when job analyst needs to collect information from many job increments who are spread over a large geographical region. Then the last advantage could be, the information obtained from the task inventories will be very useful in the design of training programs. And there are, as I mentioned to you earlier, each method, there'll be advantages and disadvantages. So for this task analysis interviews. So what are the disadvantages for the for this particular method? When only few employees are involved, task inventories are not cost effective because they are expensive to develop. It may not identify worker characteristics that are important but infrequently displayed. It does not identify worker characteristics that distinguish superior from average or barely acceptable workers. So these are, some of the disadvantages of task analysis inventory. So today, what all we have studied? We have studied 3 major steps of job analysis. The first one is job analysis interviews, what you have discussed, then job analysis questionnaire, then task analysis inventory. So till here, everyone has understood a bit something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think if you study once, probably 100% you will be understanding each method. Okay. So you have to put little effort, students, to whatever we are discussing now, please study once. Or once you see the video which I have posted so that you can understand in a better way. When once you understand, try to reproduce in your own words. Okay. And see, you can ask me a question, sir, when to select which method, sir? When to select which method? So whether I need to go for job analysis interview, sir, or job analysis will not come to you in a day. So theoretically, it is very simple to tell, these are the methods. But when once you join the organization, so then based on your experience, based on your supervisors, so they'll be guiding you. So over a period of 1 year or 2 year or 3 years, slowly you will be understanding, okay, which method to use in which organization during what scenario. Okay. So, but the primary thing now, as of now, is theoretically we'll understand each method and their advantages and disadvantages. But it is really challenging in the initial days for you people to understand which method to use. Now we'll go for the PAQ method, that is called as position analysis questionnaire. See, the PAQ is a standardized questionnaire which is developed at Purdue University to quantitatively sample work-oriented job elements. It majorly contains 194 items which are divided into 6 major divisions. The PAQ permits management to scientifically and quantitatively group interrelated job elements into the job dimensions. See, I'll repeat once again. The PAQ, it contains 194, majorly 194 items divided into 6 major divisions. The PAQ permits management to scientifically and quantitatively group interrelated job elements into the job dimensions. So what are some of the activities in PAQ? The first one is information input, like where and how does the employee gets the information, or how he or she uses in performing his or her job. Then the second activity could be the mind process or the mental process, wherein what reasoning or decision making, planning and information processing activities are involved in performing the job. Then work output, like what physical activities does the worker perform and what tools or devices are used. Then the fourth one could be relationship with other people, like if you are working in a team, what relationship with other people are required in performing a particular job. Then the fifth one could be the job context, like in what physical and social context is the work performed. Then the last one is other job characteristics, like what activities, conditions, or characteristics other than those described above are relevant to the job. Then after that, we will understand how exactly the rating scales of position analysis questionnaires are developed. See, rating scales are used in the PAQ for determining the extent to which the 194 elements are relevant to the job under the study. 6 different types of scales are used. Please understand this. In PAQ, 6 different types of scales will be used. The first one is extent of use, like degree to which an element is used by the worker. How frequently a particular usage is there, that is degree to which an element is used by the worker. The second could be amount of time, that is the proportion of time spent doing some work. Then the third could be importance to the job, like importance of an activity specified by item in performing a particular job. Then possibility of occurrence. Then applicability. Then special code, like special rating scales used with a particular item on the position analysis questionnaire. Then application of position analysis questionnaire, that is PAQ. Actual application of the PAQ can be thought as majorly into 4-step sequence of activities. The first sequence could be selecting and training agents to analyze the jobs. The second could be selecting persons to provide the job information. That is very important, students. You have to select a right person who will perform a right task with the right skill, right attitude. Then analyzing the jobs selected. This is when once you collect the information, so you need to analyze it. Then finally analyzing the PAQ data. For example, one analysis is to determine the basic nature of a job in terms of the dimensions of work activity measured by the PAQ. So what could be the advantages of PAQ method? So there are, as I mentioned, there are some of the advantages inherent to this method also. Very important advantages, like it is structured to allow for easy quantification of data. Then the format of this method includes in both data collection and computer analysis and can yield results much faster and accurate than the other methods. Then we have studied earlier studies reveals that this method has been shown to be extremely reliable. Results usually replicate on a second administration. Okay, that means the results are reliable. Whatever the data you collect when you analyze it, so the results shows that they are reliable data. Then what are the disadvantages of this particular method? See, one of the major disadvantages of PAQ is related to language that is not specific to a particular job. Another criticism of the language used in the PAQ is that its reading level is too difficult. Correct? So it has to be conducted by your supervisors because it involves a lot of research to be done. It involves a lot of a structured way. A lot of preparedness is required in order to perform this PAQ method, that is position analysis questionnaire. So today I'll stop to PAQ method. We will do a quick revision of the various methods what we have discussed. In my next class, I'll be taking you to the other methods, like we are left with subject expert workshops, then critical incident technique. Okay. So now we'll do a quick revision. So any one student, can you summarize the entire concept what we have studied today? Just one line. So what we discussed today, where we started and where we ended today. Can any one student can summarize the entire session's discussion?
Sir, it's me, Yashaswini.
Yes, please, ma.
Sir, I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, you are absolutely audible.
Okay, sir. Sir, first we started with a quick revision of previous classes, whatever we have done in previous classes, and
Okay.
then we shift to the methods of job analysis. What are the methods of collecting job analysis? In that, today we have studied 4 methods. The first one is job analysis interview,
Very good.
whereas frequently used method, which is which has a wide purpose, and trained analysis knowledge, skills, and abilities are to be extracted. In that, we have studied the objectives. What are the
Hmm.
objectives? That is to collect the job info and to serve as a means for clarifying or verifying the information collected, and thereafter to serve as a method, the whatever the information we collected. Then in that, sir, types of job analysis interview, whereas structured and unstructured interview. In structure, there are a list of questions which are already prepared, specific questions, and unstructured interview, there is not specific questions are prepared. Thereafter, we studied the advantages and disadvantages of job analysis interview. Uh, and then next we move on to the second method, that is job analysis questionnaire, whereas survey-based tools that gather information from individuals. So, in that two methods are used: tailored and pre-fabricated questionnaire method. In the tailored, there is focusing on only on particular job related questions, only on one job, in which next is pre-fabricated questionnaire, whereas one.
Yashaswini,
Yes, sir.
you have made a note on all these things?
Yes, only one line, sir.
Very good, very good. Okay, ma'am, please continue. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Then prefabricated questionnaire, whereas one set of MCQs are provided for a various particular job based on that analyzed, and that are used for some other jobs, not on focusing on one particular job. In that, again, we studied disadvantages and advantages. Then third method is task analysis inventory, whereas KSA, knowledge and ability and skills method are used. It is analyzed, and that there are 3 methods of analyzing: interview, survey, generation of a task by KSA matrix. We have
Hmm.
studied, and we also studied about comprehensive, informative, discrete, and active tools, and then advantages and disadvantages we have studied. The last method is position analysis questionnaire. There are 194 items are there. In the 6 major divisions or matrices are used to analyze the data, and the activities which involved is information collection, our mind process, mental process, work output, relationship with other people. So these are the activities conducted, and then rating scales are used with the 194 items and 6 different types of scales, which are extent of use, amount of time, importance of job, and possibilities of occurrence, applicability, and special code. And then 4 steps sequence are used, which are selection and training, and the selection of persons to perform a particular job, and analyzing the job selected, and PAQ data, and then advantages and disadvantages, sir.
Oh my God. Okay. You explained in a fantastic way. What is left now? That also you explain then.
Sir, no, I
What are
guess
the different or 2 methods are left? So which will be continuing in the next class.
next
Okay.
class. Yeah, yes, sir.
Done, students. So thank you so much to all of you. Thanks for your patience listening, and it was great to interact with all of you. Bye bye. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.